My name is Harjeet Singh. I do work for Finastra as their Senior Director of Marketing and Demand Gen Operations. It's a global role that I do. And in that role, I look after the whole MarTech stack, the data, the best practices, the processes that govern marketing, and any strategic project. Finastra, for those who do not know, is probably the world's one of the largest software companies. We do software for the banks. So in one sense, people do call it a fintech as well. So it is one of the largest fintechs in the world. We have pretty much global operations with offices, marketing sitting from Singapore through to Lake Mary in Orlando. I work out of their headquarters based in Paddington in West London. When I joined Finastra around 5 years ago now, one of the first things I did was looked at the whole MarTech stack, did an audit of that. And one of the glaring holes was we didn't have a very proper, I'd say, a content management system stroke a sales enablement system. So it was very, very clear that this was one of the key things we had to plug. Yeah, I mean, the initial discussions happened. We created a list of requirements. Subsequently, we went for a RFP. Incidentally, previous to joining Finastra, I have had my, I'd say, a bit of experience with Highspot and one of the competitors as well. So I knew the shortlist of players to go for. Interestingly, so after the RFP, we shortlisted, and incidentally, it was one of both the systems I had the chance of playing before I joined. And ultimately, I mean, we chose Highspot for not just me, but we had stakeholders from various other groups as well. We had sales guys represented, we had the SDRs represented, the training guys represented, and of course the marketing, the field marketing, and the solutions marketing. So all of them, I mean, in total, the final decision was Highspot. The reason we chose Highspot were twofold. One was comparing to the previous installation that we had, and also comparing to the competition. I mean, one of the biggest features was certainly ease of use, and also the ease of integrations. I mean, one of the things I was looking for was surely no API-based integration. It had to be off-the-shelf integration. And incidentally, all the other systems we had in our kitty, right from the training to the SDR outreach, all of them were literally demonstrated to be straight away integratable. We also have a stack, as in the enterprise stack and the MarTech stack, talking to each other, Marketo and Salesforce. And incidentally, we knew ultimately we would have to integrate with Salesforce as well, and that integration was available off the shelf as well. So integration, ease of use, and certainly the features from both sides, as in the content creators and how easy it was to upload it. I mean, whatever you call genomics, I mean, that was one of the key differentiators. The ease at which you can search a document without even having to download, but you can literally scroll over the signature and you get the document. And also on the consumption side as well, as in the pitching, ease of pitching, and the tracking of the content usage as well. I mean, all of these were features which certainly made sense. Some of the reasons why we select any system, I would say, or make any changes, is that it should do proper return on investment. And most of the companies do look for a much shorter period for return on investment. I mean, in this particular case, we could show a return on investment, not just from a marketing perspective, but like I mentioned, every stakeholder group that we were talking to. So first of all, the content creators, the solution marketeers, as they're known, I mean, each one of them could figure out what would be the saving and what would be the, I would say, they would still be able to provide information in a much more consumable pattern. So they were literally bought in. Then came the SDRs, and literally right from the content to be shared with prospects and customers through to contract, storage of that, and consumption of the contract as well. I mean, they did figure out that was the right way to do things. and also on the sales side as well. I mean, we had some sales representative champions, as you could call them, and each one of them was, I would say, a key voice in the whole journey. And each one of them could articulate how easy life would be for them if they had this tool in the kitty. So all in all, every one of the stakeholder had to provide their own, I would say, version of return on investment. And yes, I mean, we did take a number of, I'd say, analyst house feedbacks as well. And I still remember some of them mentioning about 600% return or whatever. We did the all 360-degree, I would say, understanding of the return on investment. Where I sit, I mean, I'm more on the create or the owner side of Highspot. It's made my life or my team's life very easy as well. I mean, both in terms of the way we structured the whole site. So for us, when marketing operations speaks to, say, sales, so the solution marketeers, for example, we are much more armed with all types of analytics. The total number of documents, the documents which are being used, documents which are not being used. There is a total, I would say, trust in the data that the system provides. Now, in the past, like I was mentioning, we did not have this insight. To look at to share any document, we had to download the document to understand what the document contained. So all of this was returning errors in the number of count. Now we get the right count. We know what part of the document is being used properly, what part of the document is not being used properly. So the discussions we have with solutions marketing, for example, we know exactly where they should be investing time. And likewise, where they should not be investing time as well, which type of document, which type of infographic, which type of format works, what's the length of the document. And now also, so when we speak to corporate marketing, for example, and they put in the deck, it's comfortable for them as well to know that whatever is being shared is the updated figure. Now, in the past, this was quite an issue because sales would copy paste documents from various corporate decks, and the mother document might have changed. Now they know exactly. I mean, whenever they pick up a document, they know it has a link to the updated corporate deck, so we know we are sharing the right figure. So corporate marketing much happier as well. And likewise, sales are much more efficient because they need not, I'd say, scan the whole library to find the document they have to share. They have some sort of a trust from the other peer groups. The system is recommending content. They recommend, others are also, I'll say, ticking or giving them star points as well, as in the amount of trust they have in the document. And then you can track the usage of the document. And likewise, marketing is happy because they now know whatever they say is marketing influenced is actually trackable. It is trustworthy data, and everybody's happy. I mean, now marketing can say, yeah, influenced deals, and these are my generated deals. So both of the side of both sides of opportunities are now, I'd say, worked properly. Number of things we can do with Highspot which we couldn't do before. I mean, our first system was literally what I would call a first generation of a CMS. So like I said, to look at any document, we had to download the document. There was no trackability. We had to literally physically go through the repository to find which document is up for renewal, who the owner is, and often the owner had moved on, and you had to literally do a mapping with with Outlook or the HR system to see who you should be going to. So documents were, I would say, and they were all over the place. There was no proper ownership of a particular repository. One document could be in 2 or 3 different libraries, and each one of them might have a different version. There was no connections to one particular mother document, a parent document, you can call it. Then there were figures all over the place because there were versions of documents of the same document on the repository as well. And there was no joint ownership. It was one group owning the repository. So anybody could come and say, yeah, I have, can you please upload it? This person would not know whether this document existed or not. Now there is a trackability. We do know the version control is proper. We have proper analytics against every document, and not just the document, but the infographic in the document as well. Just an example. You can also do mixed formats now, which we couldn't do in the past. In the past you had PowerPoints, and even the older versions of PowerPoint were on the repository as well. And now, when we had to port the documents, for example, we could see we could get rid of around 20% of the documents, and it shows that the version control and the repository was not properly managed, which is now. So all of these were, these have all been gains for us. Business results wise, it may be still early days, but one of the key ones I'm seeing. So, like I was mentioning, we do track marketing influenced pipeline, and certainly I won't give you the actual numbers, but in percentage, it's about 50% higher than earlier. So, whatever marketing could hand on heart with, I would say, with proof points, say the opportunities that they were influencing, now it's about 50% higher than that. I hope in the times to come, when we have a proper integration and recommendation through Salesforce, the number even goes higher. But when I saw the first time around, and the trend wasn't just 1 month, it was month on month. I did a bit of I'd say an insight collection as well to see, is it really true? And it was. So I'm really happy at the initial results, I'd say. I would be more of a generalist to define sales enablement. In my simple head, all marketing, what we do is sales enablement. It's a combination of sales enablement and content management system. And that's exactly how we've treated it. And that's the reason why there are equal number of stakeholders in marketing as there are in sales. But the sales enablement as such for me is exactly as in the words, anything which enables sales. And it's not just Highspot, but any other system, whether it's a chatbot, whether it's a website, whether it's social media, everything sales enablement in a way. This is an age-old issue. Sales and marketing, are they aligned? Are they working with each other? The good thing is whenever we put in a system, if it helps sales, there is no doubt the alignment between sales and marketing improves. In the past, like I was mentioning, it was almost like a Chinese wall feel. Marketing was throwing over documents over to sales with no understanding whether the document is being used or not. If you do that, sales are also going to equally respect your document as well. But now it seems a much more collaborative platform. And it's not just between sales and marketing, but I would say even in marketing as well, between solutions marketing and field marketing as well. So the respect of the repository improves if there is a proper repository content sharing between each other and knowledge sharing. So both ways, when you know what you're consuming is what you're creating, and likewise, and that I would say improves the collaboration between the two teams. One of the reasons why we also put in Highspot was we wanted to use Highspot as a repository for internal documents as well. It's probably maybe a far-fetched thing, but at some stage, if that can happen, as in documents which forms, for example, or even travel guidances, or anything which the company uses, if we have one repository for the whole thing, that will be my dream place to go. Then you don't have to go into documents. On the intranet, searching on the intranet is not easy. Highspot searching would be a lot easier. We would know exactly what's in the document. If there's a video, the transcription, searching on transcription, that will be amazing. Right now, any video which HR, for example, is creating, it's not searchable. It's only searchable on the tag words. All of that could change. So for me, the dream would be if this is one repository for the whole company, literally for internal, external, wherever. For a person who hasn't used Highspot, the analogy could be you go to a college and you go to a library from there. If you do not know anything about the topic, but if you go to 10 different libraries, you probably would feel the difference in how the searchability of the document is there. And in some cases, you might be out in 5 minutes. You know exactly what you're looking for. You know how it is stored, and you know whether the document exists or not in the first place. While in other cases, it might take you days to go through the archives and find the information, and the information may not be even there after that. So in my simple head, Highspot provides, it's literally state of the art, where all of these repository related issues have already been pre-sorted. Everything that is in there is all transcripted. You know exactly what you are looking for would be made available to you on the blink of an eye. So it's really state of the art repository.